This will make you very rich and untouchable. This will attract good things to you. It will also protect you from harm. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you are new here for the first time, you are so welcome. My name is Pamela. So here on this channel, I share spiritual tips. I also share messages. I only share spiritual tips. I don't do spiritual work. So anywhere you see my face or see my name, somebody giving out numbers claiming to be Pamela, just know that they are scammers. I don't do spiritual work. The spiritual tips I share with faith, inviting the power of God, doing them rightly with a clean heart. There's nothing that will make them not to work for you. If you love spiritual tips, go on and subscribe. Turn on the bell so that whenever I upload videos, you get notified and come and watch. I'm going to list the things you should get. 2 things you should get. Just use it rightly. God Almighty will protect you from harm. God Almighty will visit the camp of your enemies. Whatever thing they plan for you, it will go back to them. And also, say your wishes after this. Anything you desire will start falling into place. These particular items will help to get rid of negative powers. Negative powers like troubles, afflictions, premature death, sickness, name it, poverty. So after removing those things, you see good things coming your way. By the grace of God, whatever thing you desire will fall into place. We need protection in our lives. We need God to protect us always. We cannot do things on our own. You can read Psalm 23. Psalm 23 is a protecting verse. If you read every line by line, seeking God, telling God to protect you, telling God Almighty, you cannot do it alone. You need the power of God to flow in. Check Psalm 35 as well. I always love it because it's a battle verse. This particular verse, Psalm 35, is very powerful. So on this channel, if you are not a Christian, you can also do my prayers. Just do it rightly with a clean heart, believing that God Almighty will supply all your needs. God Almighty will protect you. You see it working just like a magic. So you have to get your early morning urine. Your early morning urine can make you rich and untouchable. It can protect you from harm. It can, it works by neutralizing shams, breaking shams and spells. If you use your early morning urine on yourself, any evil thing that the enemy must have planned upon your life will break. If you are the type that is always putting incision, marine incision, all this protective incision, putting mark on your body and sham inside your body, it will break. So are you prepared? Because if you do this, anything you are doing that is not of God will spoil. You can call it a sham spoiler. You can call it a spell spoiler. So share this video to everyone because this particular video, many people will benefit from this video. Your early morning urine can make you rich and untouchable. That is by using your prayer point rightly. Say your prayer points. Like if you need anything, table it down. If you need God to protect you, table it down. Urine can do all these things and more. But it cannot do alone if you don't invite power of God. You need the power of God to flow in, of course, for it to work. Your faith is also needed because if you don't believe that God Almighty can pass through this and bless you, it will not work. It's not a magic that will just work alone. No. You need to go with your faith. Those that want to take away your destiny, those that want to take away your light will never succeed after this. Use Psalm 35 to do your prayer. Just arrange your prayers. Early morning urine is highly spiritual. Like that urine that is not diluted. It's not the afternoon urine. It's not the morning urine. It's not the evening urine. This particular one that you wake up and urinate without drinking water all through the night is more potent spiritually. It's not as if other ones will not work, but if you want to yield a successful work, just make use of your early morning urine. Okay, just pray with it as you wake up from sleep. Fetch it, pray with it. Then you have to also get alligator pepper. I don't have alligator pepper right now, but you can see it on the screen. Okay, so just get 7 alligator pepper seeds. Just bring it out. So I've discussed how to open alligator pepper rightly. Check my videos. So I'll just say it now anyway. So get alligator pepper, the bunch, the way you're saying it. Open it from the back. Okay, you have to open it from the back. Alligator pepper is a spirit. Tear it from the back, then come to the front and bring out the number of seeds you need. It serves as a protective power. Also helps to get rid of obstacles from the way. It destroys shams. That is the major work. It destroys poisons. But that urine is multi-purpose. So adding these two together will make everything to start working for you. Anything that is not working will start working, especially anything that concerns with protection. You need protection. You need to stay alive, of course, even if you have acquired everything in this life, without getting the power of protection from the Most High God. Your life can go anytime. You need the light of God to continue shining in your life. You need your light. You need your star. You need your star to continue shining brighter. You need your destiny to manifest. So get your early morning urine. In a bowl, like in a clay bowl. Then you have to place 7 seeds of alligator pepper into that urine. You start praying. Tell God Almighty to break every spells, to break every shams. Whosoever that has placed any sham in your body, whosoever that has placed any spell in your body, both the one you have eaten or both the one you have acquired sexually. I'm going to talk about that. That God Almighty should break it. Both the one that you must have placed in your body by putting a mark and putting that sham, God Almighty should break it. The one that the enemy must have placed by sending any kind of evil arrow to you, that God Almighty should break it. Remember, before you start this, tell God Almighty to have mercy upon you, to plead for mercy. Appreciate God Almighty for the gift of life He has given to you before trying this. So just pray as you are doing this. God Almighty will visit the camp of your enemies. After praying for protection, then you have to tell God Almighty that as you make use of this after this prayer, that it should work for you to attract anything you want. Anything like success, blessings, open doors will come your way. Open your mouth and say it. You have to say it yourself. Say it yourself and you see it working. I have faith that God Almighty will hear your prayer and answer you. You see it working. Remember that urine can spoil shams, both the one that you harbor around you. If you do this, it will just render all those spells and shams, evil spells and shams that you have in your home, useless. It will render it powerless. So after praying from your heart, then as the seed is still inside this urine, transfer everything into your bath water. You can also use this without diluting it with water, without pouring it inside water. You can use it alone. Use it to have your bath. Use it to have your bath. You can do it for as many days as you want. So it's very important to do it for 3 days, highest 7 days. But in case you cannot do it for 7 days, you can do it for 3 days. And also, you will not meet with your partner sexually. And also, you will not be with your flow, seeing your period when you are doing this. These are some things that can make your spiritual work not to work for you or manifest well. So for those people that cannot stay 3 days without meeting their partner sexually, you can just do it for 1 day. But just stay away. Do it rightly. And it will start working for you. So that next time you can also repeat it. If you are doing it for only 1 day, you can repeat it. If you are doing it for 3 days, you can do 3 days at once for 3 days in 1 month. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days in 1 month. Okay? Then the other month, the next month you can still do it. If you are doing it for 7 days, you can do it once every month. So that next time you can still do it. If you are doing it one day, you can repeat it every 2 weeks. God Almighty will protect you. Anything you want, God will supply all your needs. As long as you don't go back to your former ways again. So I mentioned that somebody can also acquire spells and charms through sexual means. There are some people that apply something like use charms to get a man or woman by using diabolical ways, applying it on their sexual parts, so that when they meet with that person that they want to capture, that charm will start working. Spiritually, it will start working. That one is evil means. So if you use your early morning urine, it has a way of breaking it and destroying it. That is if your hands are clean. Keep your hands upright. There's nothing that will make it not to work. God Almighty will silence your enemies. God Almighty will break every spell, causes spells following you or in your body. And God will supply all your needs after this. Remember to stay away from scammers. I'm not the one that gives numbers. I don't do spiritual work. They are scammers. May God bless you all. So after having your bath alligator pepper seed, you can trash it out, the one in the bucket or a bowl. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, share this video to everyone. Remain blessed as always. I will see you in my next video.